Hey guys, Such Sports here, back with another video. And today we're doing another mock draft, this time a 10 team pick two PPR mock draft. So we're starting from pick two. Going to be interested to see if we can get Bijan, Jamar Chase, one of those top two picks. And then we're going to go from there and build our team around one of those two picks. Um, Not a ton of NFL news as of now, but we have preseason games coming up this weekend. That's going to be fun to watch. Hopefully Shador plays this weekend. I saw that he had a weak injury and he might not play, even with the other Browns quarterbacks out. So gonna be monitoring that game for sure. Gonna monitor the rookies of course, with Travis Hunter if he's gonna play and how many snaps he'll get on each side of the ball. In practices, he's been getting more snaps on offense. So we're gonna see how that plays out, and how Liam Cohen wants to use him in the Jaguars offense. But let's get into this draft. Pick two. I'm pretty excited. I haven't had pick two in a little bit. Um, my other drafts I've had like pick 10, pick six. So good to get a change of pace. Um, I'm definitely targeting two running backs in the first four rounds or so. That's probably the strategy I'm gonna go with. So if we can get Bijan at two, that'd be great. If not, I'll go with Chase, and then we'll go from there. The Stafford injury, he's still not practicing, so we'll see um, if he even starts week one with this back injury. He's not practicing training camp, and it's already August. So I think the Rams might got to a slow start like they usually do. I mean, even last year they had a slow start and they kind of got caught fire towards the end of the season. But yeah, I think it's gonna be tough. Puka's value does go down without Stafford. Jimmy G is not a bad backup quarterback by any means, but he's no Matthew Stafford. So I think Puka would be more of a second or third round player without Stafford. But we'll see how severe that injury is. There's been not a lot of news about that injury, so tough to monitor. Who else is in the news? I mean, Malik Neighbors' injury has been in the news at I think it's his toe, or I actually forgot what his injury was. Yeah, it was his toe and shoulder. Um, he should be fine, but definitely something to monitor as the season goes on. Um, yeah, but most of the guys, Terry McLaurin has not signed yet, so we'll see if he signs this week. Probably not, but we'll see. I think he does eventually go back to the Commanders. I don't think he's gonna hold out any games of the season or get traded. I think he does sign with Washington. So we're gonna hopefully get Bijan here. The guy's on the clock. So we'll see if we can get land Bijan right off the bat. But yeah, I'll also show off the draft board later in the draft. It seems like he's gonna take Chase. Oh, he went Saquon. Okay. So now I have the option between Bijan and Chase. I think Chase is the clear 101, but I want Bijan for the sake of this running back. Or I just want running back more because I know I can get receivers more. But I would be comfortable with either player here. I think you can't really go wrong with Chase or Bijan. I'm gonna go Bijan, but I see the reasoning for going Chase absolutely. So we're gonna get Bijan Robinson with the second overall pick. Saquon going one is very surprising. I don't see that many drafts. I usually see Chase Bijan, but Chase will go here at three or four. So we will get our running back situation figured out. So now in the second round, we're gonna look at obviously Derrick Henry. We're gonna look at T. Higgins, Lad McConkey. Get one of those receivers that I know I can build more receivers later, but I want to get one of the tier two, tier three guys. As Chase falls all the way to five, that's insane. Um, yeah, the guy got a steal at five with Chase. Um, McCaffrey goes seven, pretty standard. Gibbs goes four. Okay. Interesting start. A chain goes eight. Wow. Okay. Interesting. I've seen him go between, and I mean, even this draft, you guys have seen him go between pick nine and middle of round two, even pick eight. Amon-Ra goes. So it looks like we'll have one of this tier of Bowers, Henry, T, Lad McConkey, one of those picks. Um, I don't think we're gonna get Henry in seven picks from now. So um, we'll have to wait and see on that. But happy with Bijan with my first overall pick. Would have been fine with Chase too, but the guy that can Chase, he might get like a Drake London or a Derrick Henry goes round two pick two. Okay. He might get like BTJ, Genty, Neighbors, or London to pair with Chase, which is pretty crazy. Um, yeah, Neighbors, let's go. I wonder if he's on the clock soon. He is in two picks, so he's gonna get one of Genty or London, looks like. At the very least. As Genty is still falling, he goes around two pick five. Did he get Genty and Chase? No, he did not. C and Genty also still a great start for pick six team. But yeah, eyeing T Higgins at this point in round three, round two and three, excuse me. Bowers does go, so that works out for us. I really don't want Drake London. I do want Drake London in most drafts, but since I have Bijan, I don't want to stack both of them. Even though I would like to have Drake London, I'm super high on him, but as he does fall. So at this point, do I stack both of them? I feel like it makes sense too. But I'm gonna take AJ Brown. Him falling this far is pretty crazy to me. Not crazy, but I would take him over Jacobs in PPR, especially if the Eagles can throw the ball more. I feel like this is around his value, end of round two, as London is still falling. I would take London over like half these guys, like Bowers, Jacobs. Hertz does go round two, pick 10. That's the first quarterback off the board. So it looks like they'll be flying off the board pretty soon here. Um, I'm looking at Bucky Irving. I'm not super high on Bucky this year, but I like Chase Brown. I also like Kyron Williams too. Williams' value's gone down a little bit as Drake London goes start of round three. Um, yeah, like I got Hurts in London. That's pretty tough to beat. McBride is also available, so I can go T or Chase Brown. I think I'm gonna go Chase Brown just for the sake of value. Um, Especially in PPR, he'll have tremendous value catching passes out of the backfield. So getting Chase Brown there, not too mad about it. I probably in hindsight, I would consider T or Lad McConkey as well, but I want to mix it up and go with a duo of Bijan and Chase Brown. Don't mind it at all, and we can build our team around these two running backs. Yeah, even with AJ Brown, I'm pretty happy with this team. Obviously the QBs will be gone by the time I'm choosing again, like Lamar, Jaden Burrow. I expect all three to be gone. If Burrow's still available, I'll definitely consider taking him in round like five, but we'll see. The guy that ended up getting Chase, he also got Bowers and Kyron. Okay. Um, let's see. McBride goes, no outstanding reaches outside of maybe Hurts over Lamar and Josh Allen. I think that's a little bit of a reach. And obviously Chase 1 to 5 is pretty ridiculous. London falling to start around three is pretty crazy. But yeah, gonna be eyeing another flex play, probably receiver here at this point. Um, as it looks like Lamar just went, McConkey just went as well. Um, I'm looking at Garrett Wilson, who I'm particularly high on just because I think Fields didn't feed him the ball. I'm looking at T. Higgins, who won't be available. Marion Hampton would be a solid pick at this point. I'm eyeing Burrow as well. Can wait on QB, but I'm eyeing Burrow if he's there. And I like McLaurin. I'm not going to take him just because of the risk of him, not being available week one. I think he will play week one, obviously, if he signs, but there has been a history of players starting to get out the slower starts when they do hold out for multiple months, and him not practicing for a while. I'm going to stay away in round four. I would consider it a later point, but not at this point. So Jaden won't be there in 7 picks, but looks like Garrett Wilson or Amarian will be. I'm probably going to pass on Kittle, even though I'm pretty high on Kittle, just because the Niners are missing Ayuk. I think he's gonna be fed the ball by Purdy. And Pearsall, McCaffrey, and Kittle should be pretty good fantasy values. As long as McCaffrey stays healthy, I think I trust Kittle. I think Pearsall breaks out a little bit. McLaurin goes start around four. T does go as well. We'll see if I can get Garrett Wilson or Marion Hampton. I think one of them should follow me. If not, Mike Evans is also there. I think he's chasing history. He's trying to get the most 1,000-yard seasons in a row. I think getting him would be fine. Even with Josh Grizzard there as a new Bucks OC, I think he'll be fine. I am more concerned about Bucky Irving, even though I think he'll be a solid running back. He was, I believe, RB13 in half PPR, and I think he's being drafted just a tad high. He should be going around this point. In like I would say middle round three, start of round four. I think that's where Bucky should be going. So a little bit off from where he has been going. It looks like I can get one of Devontae, JS, and Marion here, or Mike Evans, depending on who's available. As Kittle goes, yeah, makes sense. Looks like we're not gonna be taking QB early either because Burrow is gone. But at that point, I'm comfortable with waiting on QB. So if I can take Amari and Hampton, that obviously would be great. I'm wondering if I can snag Mike Evans as well. So I'm gonna take Amari in here be my flex. If I can get Mike Evans as well, that would work out pretty well. And then we'll see about the next few rounds, but I'm gonna punt on QB a little bit. And Devontae is still there as well. So I know it's just the Stafford injury risk. That's why he's still falling to me this far. Wouldn't be bad. I like Mike Evans a lot this year for him chasing history. I think he gets 1,000 yards again. Um, but Devontae in round 5 is enticing. It's tough to pass on that talent. Um, oh man, that's tough. I'm gonna go Mike Evans. Controversial to pass on Devontae at this point in round 5, but I like them pretty similarly. So but someone should take him at this point. I feel like he shouldn't even fall this far. At least like not past like round 5. Metcalf goes okay over Devontae. So there's a outer pick that will probably end up taking him. Good value there around 6. Great value for Devontae. But next round I'm eyeing another flex between Sutton, McMillan. Obviously, I'm high on, so I'm gonna take McMillan next round if I can get him. I don't expect him to be there, but oh yeah, Dallas Goedert went round 5. That's a weird pick. So a couple of reaches in this draft, which tends to happen in every mock draft here. Um, but soon enough, in future videos, we're gonna be doing real mock drafts. So I'll have a live video for a real mock draft, a real draft I'll be doing in the next week or two, so we can look at like how teams are actually drafting versus a mock draft. Um, and I'll manage that team throughout the season. So um, we'll see how that draft goes, but that'll be soon. Just mock drafts for now. Um, I'm gonna eye Trayvon Henderson as well, just see my strategy. I'm gonna eye Laporta. I'm not gonna like if he's there in round 6, I'm probably not gonna take him, but I'll just consider him along with Sutton, Ridley, and McMillan as Devontae Felts and like middle of round 5. Okay. The team we got Chase also got Devontae Garrett Wilson. That's a pretty stacked team. He did stack Kyron and Devontae, but still a great team nonetheless. Probably one of the stronger teams so far. But yeah, I think with pick 2, getting these 3 running backs and solidifying that position, super important. Obviously Chase Brown, I'm not the highest on, but at that value in round 3, I would take it in PPR just because of how many targets he'll get out of the backfield in dump off situations. So I think it's fine to take him. Marion Hampton, end of round 4, I think that's a no-brainer. I kind of have to take him there. And I'd rather have him over Devontae Smith or JSN is tough, but I'd rather probably have him over JSN. Um, it's very close though between him and JSN. Can't really go wrong either way. But if I can one of Sutton or McMillan here, that'd be ideal. Ridley, I'm also particularly high on as well because I think he'll perform well in the new little Titans offense with Cam Ward. But ideally want him off the bench and not starting in my lineup immediately, just because I think it'll take a few weeks for the Titans offense to gel a little bit. As he does go middle of round 6, it's looking like McMillan will be available. I'm super high on him because I think he's gonna be that like Malik Neighbors breakout or Brian Thomas breakout that let's see, do I want Sutton now? Because I do want Sutton and McMillan, but I don't have the upside of McMillan because I already have AJ Brown and Mike Evans, so I don't mind waiting. I wanted McMillan more, so I'm comfortable with that pick. Um, if Sutton is available in the next pick and it's between him or Henderson, I'm gonna take Sutton, but I also do want Henderson, so I can't get both, unfortunately. But great value of McMillan in round 6. He won't fall to end of round 6 in a lot of drafts. I think he'll go probably closer to end of round 5 or early round 6. So and Sutton is available. Travis Hunter does. Jake Elliott goes. He's saying Eagles players looks like with Goddard and Jake Elliott. So I went Cortland Sutton there. So off the bench, we got 2 great receivers between Sutton and McMillan. And obviously Henderson won't be available, but I already have 3 running backs, so no need to um, draft another. I'm gonna eye Bo Nix and Dak as my QBs. 2 quarterbacks I'm kind of high on. I'm more high on Dak as value just because you can get him in round 8, round 9, where I think he's gonna outperform his ADP. I think he'll finish higher than Herbert and potentially one of Kyler or Purdy. I think he should be getting drafted around where Bo Nix and Kyler are. Instead, he's in the 100 range. So we'll see how he does end up doing. With my 3 running backs, I'm not pressured to draft another one. If there's like a Brian Robinson or a Checo available, then I'll consider that. As Mixon is still available in round 7, he should be going soon. This next auto pick, but we'll see. RJ Harvey goes, Kelsey goes in round 8. Okay. With the Texans' terrible O-line, though, I don't trust Mixon this year. I think this is where he should be going. I'm very low on Joe Mixon. Even towards the end of the season, he wasn't great last year. But just not high on him at all. Let's see. With Diggs still there, Jacoby Myers is still there as well. We shall see who falls to pick 79. I feel like I'm getting a lot of value with getting McMillan and Son off the bench. So that's always good. I feel like I have a very crowded receiver room now. But that's fine. I don't mind taking more receivers just to load up the bench here. Let's see. I would like Diggs or Matthew Golden at this point. Even Jameson Williams would be fine. As Jacoby Myers goes, I think he's a great value pick in round 8. Same with Caleb Johnson at this point. I don't believe in Caleb Johnson's talent as much as like Amari and Genti, obviously, but I think it's a fine pick to make in round 8 where he'll get a good amount of touches. So Bo Nix is still available. I don't want to force quarterbacks. So I can get Dak also later. I'm gonna go Diggs. It's looking like. Um, Pacheco's obviously still there too, so it's tough between him and Pacheco. Um, Sleeper and ESPN's rankings are a little bit different. With Pacheco being so low, so it's throwing me off a little bit. But I'm gonna go Diggs, and then probably take Bo Nix at this point in round 9. I think it makes sense to take him. Start of round 9. That's very fair value, I think, for him. Even Dak, if I can get Dak later, that is fine too. I don't mind if Nix is taken here. I do like Matthew Golden quite a bit as well. So got my receivers pretty set up. So I don't need to force anywhere for receiver picks. Pacheco, I would consider taking for sure. At this point, Brian Robinson, same thing. Both starting running backs capable of getting touchdowns. Pacheco does go, so it's either Golden or Nix. At this point, I need a QB. So I'm gonna go Knicks with the amount of possessions the Broncos will get. Their defense is gonna be insane this year. So getting them in fantasy is obviously gonna be important, but um, I just think with the amount of possessions Knicks will get, because the Broncos defense will set them up in good field position, I think he'll be a good value there in terms of throwing touchdowns, and his rushing upside is a little bit underrated. So I think getting him in round 9 is absolutely good value. To be with this team, I would give this team so far an 8 out of 10. I feel like I don't have any weaknesses. Um, which is always good. Don't have the top end talent of Chase at receiver or Jefferson, but I do have Bijan, so that makes up for that pretty well. As well as getting a Amari Hampton, McMillan. I think that pretty much solidified the draft in terms of getting that rookie upside. Um, but at this point, I'm looking for upside. So Matthew Golden would have been a great pick where I took Bo Nix, but I'm fine with taking quarterback there at that point. Um, Brian Robinson would be a good pick at my next pick. I'd obviously like one of the tight ends. I wonder if Tyler Warren is gone. He's not. Okay, so getting Warren at this point would be great value. Same with Tucker Craft. So I'm probably gonna go Warren next, in round 10. Might not even started in a hypothetical situation like this, but in round 10, I see the value a lot with that break it upside like Bowers did, Laporta did, same thing. So if I can get him where there's more solidified tight ends going like Kincaid or Ingram, I'd rather have that hidden upside of Tyler Warren. I'd even like Tucker Craft too, but I kind of know what Craft is. Same with Loveland. I'd like Loveland too for to get Warren just because that upside is still there with those two tight ends. And it's always good to reach for upside there. As Brian Robinson goes, Ramondre goes in round 10. Dak is still available. I'm going to take Tyler Warren now just so I can get my tight end situation solidified. And in terms of running backs, there's not great ones. I could go Dak to really get two good QBs. I could wait as well. I feel like it's tough to pass on Dak at this point. So I'm gonna go Dak here. Get my two quarterbacks with Bo Nix and Dak, and then I'm gonna look at running back. If there's any like value like Dylan Sampson, or if there's a Tootin, then I don't mind taking the rookie running backs. Even Jordan Mason, I don't mind looking at just because he'll split with Aaron Jones. So it could be interesting to monitor that. With Aaron Jones being a little older. So let's look at the other teams. So the pick one team just went all Eagles pretty much outside of Drake London and Travis Hunter. So kind of ignore that team. I like my team. Again, I give like an 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 probably, I'd say. Given how much rookie upside I got in addition to Bijan Robinson, Mike Evans, AJ Brown. The pick four team is pretty strong outside of receiver. I do like Allen and Gibbs and Taylor and Kittle as well, but the receivers are a little too weak for me to put it over my team. The pick five team is probably the best team that I saw. He did go zero running back. Actually, no, he did go Kyron, so never mind. He didn't go zero running back. He went Kyron, Travion. Pretty good duo there. So I do like that team quite a bit. The pick six team, I don't like Hill as much, but in round 4, it's tough. Don't love Camaro or Montgomery as RB2, but I don't mind this team. My pick's actually going to come up, so we'll get pick 7 later. But Mooney would be great here at this point. I'll look at defense as well, as they might start falling at this point. Could go Tucker Craft. We're gonna do that actually right now. Um, just in case we don't want to start Warren in week 1 in a hypothetical situation. And then we will go with our defense now, even though it's a little early. We'll go with Denver defense because I think they're gonna start going. I think round 13 is fine to take defense. Loveland is still there. I want to get one of the rookie running backs between Sampson and Judkins. Let's look at pick 7. I like pick 7's team a lot, actually. He got BTJ, Lamar, CMC to start his draft. He also got James Cook and Hubbard. Really solid team. He got Myers round 8 as well. That is probably the strongest team, mine and his, as well as pick 5 is the strongest teams. Pick 8's team is good. The running backs are a little questionable. Pick 9, um, it's not bad. I would take Amon-Ra and Henry to start for sure. Receivers are not great outside of Amon-Ra. I mean, McLaurin's fine. He got Debo and Cup as well, but don't love that team. Don't love the running backs in pick 10. So yeah, I would say between my team, the pick 7 team, and the pick 5 team, I think we do 3 best teams for sure. Obviously I have my guys. I'm lower on guys like Joe Mixon. I'm lower on what's his name? I am lower on which team did I not like? I'm lower on going to McLaurin and Debo as well. I'm lower on Cooper Cup this year. So I mean, I have my opinion obviously of that team being a little bit worse, but we're gonna hopefully get Tootin here at this point with the rookie upside there. It's too hard to pass up on. Also need a kicker, but I can just take that last. Yeah, just gonna shoot for strictly upside at this point in the draft, around 14, 15. I feel like it's always good to get rookies. And always shoot for those mystery backs in the late rounds. So getting Sampson there, we'll take that for sure. And my last, I'll just go Tootin last. So have a lot of upside on the bench. We'll go kicker last, but I think that's the team. Yeah, pretty solid draft. I'd go the 8.5 out of 10 with pick 2. Feel like the defined job with getting Chase Brown and Bijan. We'll take the best kicker available here. But thank you guys so much for watching this draft, and we'll see you guys in the next mock draft.